Well, I think Ukraine, although it does show lots of hints and signposts about future war, is not the template for future war were Russia to attack the Baltic states, for example.
Right.
Because that would bring in NATO, and NATO has got an awful lot of kit that it frankly hasn't given the Ukrainians, or at least not yet, and which would be pretty devastating to Russian forces if they were to attack. Then, of course, you have Taiwan. What happens there if the deterrence fails? A really important theme in this book is that deterrence is vitally important, of course, and also money spent on deterrence is virtually never wasted, because the amount of money that you have to spend on a war is always a massive multiple of the amount that you should have spent on deterring that war. But if the Chinese were to invade Taiwan, it would be devastating for the world economy and so on.
So you mentioned drones earlier. Do you think things like that would make a big difference as well?
Hugely, yes. What we're going to see in wars of the future are drones fighting against other drones. They're going to be shooting each other out of the sky, essentially, and that's also going to be true of jet fighters. The human is not going to be in a jet fighter of the future, because the reactions of the human are, even in those incredibly quick reactions that the fighter pilots have, are too slow for compared to the computers that are going to be running these and flying these planes. And so you're going to see the human come out of the loop. He's no longer going to be in the loop. He's going to be on the loop because, of course, he's going to be writing the algorithms that decide what the machines do. But in the future, robotics and AI and so on are going to dominate the battlefield. This has positive and negatives. Obviously, the positive side, if you're on the cutting edge of the technology, is that you're likely to do better, because robots don't get tired. They don't have sympathy. They don't have cowardice. They don't have pity. But at the same time, there are negative sides to all of that, needless to say.